Hello, welcome to How to Automotive. As you can see, I survived the 2023 SEMA show, but in this video I wanted to highlight some of the cool tools and cool products that I ran across at the SEMA show, so check this out.
Hey, Dan with Grip Edge Tools here at SEMA. I'm going to demonstrate to you our G-Force extractor. That's Grip Foreign Object Removal Extractor. This is when you break a head off a bolt, you need to drill a hole. This is the one to reach for, and I'm going to show you why. Bolted to the bench vise, and I need you to use your imagination a little bit. Let's imagine I've snapped the head off a bolt and drilled a hole. This represents a cavity, nothing more. Once you've drilled your hole, take your extractor and pound it in. All right. Now I want you to notice that our extractor is a straight cut extractor, not a tapered extractor. What that means is when you drill a hole and you pound it into a cavity, you get bite all the way down and all the way around. Once you go ahead and drill your hole and bang it into the cavity, notice we have this foreign object removal sleeve. It's a little threaded sleeve there. It's got a few different functions. Function number one, spin it down to the mating surface, grab a wrench, and give it a little snug, just like that. Once you've done that, it reinforces the extractor and puts a little preload on the deck so it locks into place. It's the only extractor that locks itself in. All right, now at this part of the extraction, that's function number one. At this part of the extraction, whatever you're trying to get out's not coming out, it's being difficult, you want to heat it with a torch. Don't burn the tool, take the sleeve, continue to spin down on it, and it becomes a puller and pulls it out of the cavity. Now you can heat the metal without burning up the tool. You don't want to soften the metal. Once it cools down for a minute or so, grab the extractor, pound it back into the cavity, lock it down with a little snug, and that extractor will bite in just as well the second time as it did the first time. I don't know of another extractor that can say that. The head is swept to the left to pull the pressure in so it doesn't fight against the corners of the cavity like a regular tapered extractor, but because of the bite, it is absolutely bi-directional. I can work a stud back and forth in a rusty thread if I have to. The only way that I can show you the significant bite of that extractor is to go ahead and shear the bolt. Now notice I pulled it towards myself, working against the head design, still a tremendous bite. That's the best extractor on the planet. The last part of the design of that sleeve is it just walks the broken part right off the tip. This just works so nice. Watch how this works. And pop, just like that. Nice and easy. That is the Grip Edge Tools G-Force extractor.
WD-40, our newest product, our specialist degreaser and cleaner easy pods. This is a concentrated degreaser. It comes in a little pod like this. All you have to do, get yourself a water bottle or a spray bottle, fill it up with water, drop in one pod, and you're good for everyday degreasing. Around the house, stainless steel, barbecue grill, bacon grease, floor spills. Need a little stronger? Drop 2 pods in, and now you can clean up oil spills and degrease parts. Normally when you buy a degreaser, you're buying a big old bottle, it's 32 ounces, but it's mostly water. You're paying to ship water. Here you can get the same equivalent, this equals this. So I can get 30 of these, or 20 of these things for like $35 on Amazon, or I can buy 20 bottles of this and waste a lot of money. So get yourself a concentrate and make your own.
Jim from Rogo Fastener Company. We're debuting our new thermal indicator solder crimp and shrink butt connectors. These, you insert the one wire and crimp it, and it holds the connector. Insert the second wire, crimp it. Now you have a mechanical crimp. Then you heat it with a torch or a heat gun to melt the dual wall heat shrink that has a glue. And then you focus the heat on the ring of solder. The solder has a red dye that's a thermal indicator that lets you know when the solder is properly melted and flows. There's a window in the butt connector that it will suck into, and when it turns opaque, it sucks into this window, and now this wire is soldered together, it's crimped, and it's heat shrink with a glue that seeps out the end.
It's waterproof.
Waterproof, it's soldered, it's crimped, and it's the best connector. No resistance drop, no increase, no voltage drop, and no increase in resistance. And you can buy these at rogofastener.com.
All right. Let me introduce you to the NES thread repair product, because when your threads are a mess, reach for NES. It's a great way to repair a damaged thread. You always have the challenge where you have a thread that you can't get a nut on or something like that. So with this tool, you can see it's infinitely adjustable. So it'll do SAE or metric, and then these lightly float, so therefore they'll adapt to any pitch. Right-handed or left-handed. So you don't need a caliper, you don't need a pitch gauge. You open it up, you close it, it automatically finds two good threads, and as you chase that around, that cutter will come to the damaged thread and cut right through it. I can go from that size to this size, all the way down to this size, and you can see, literally it took me a matter of seconds to do that. Now, external, this goes from 5/30 seconds to 3/4, or 4 millimeters to 19 millimeters. We do have a NES 2, which is a larger size, and a NES 3, which goes all the way up to 6 inches. Now for internal, usually what happens is it's damaged right at the beginning. Those first few threads are cross-threaded or stripped. So even if you have the right size tap, how do you go down through the bad threads to line up with the good threads? It's almost impossible. However, with the NES internal thread repair tool, you see we go down below the damaged threads to where there are good threads, and that opens up. That cutter, which adjusts a little bit, goes into the good thread, and then you back it on out to the beginning. It's a great way of repairing a damaged internal thread. Now, there is one limitation here. You always need that swing room, and if you're looking at a tire, a wheel hub, wheel bearing, something like that, you can see you can't go all the way around. So therefore, what we've developed is the new NES 5 tight space thread restorer. It comes in this box right here, and this is how it works. Capacity 3/8 to 11/16 or 10 to 18 millimeters. Take care of all 12 to 14 millimeter wheel studs here. So basically, you open it, go down on it. It has two cutters that are slightly flexible. You do that, spin it around. All you need is 5/8 of an inch clearance. So therefore, remember, when your threads are a mess, reach for NES.
So as you can see, we highlighted a couple of big companies and a couple smaller companies from the SEMA show, and we're going to be doing a lot more videos like that. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, there will be links in the description for all the tools and products that you saw in this video. I'm Brian-esl from How to Automotive. I'd like to thank you guys for watching and encourage you to subscribe.